That's right, Shanks is on the list.
Wait, what?
Yep, and you know what? Big Mom is on the list too.
Alan, what the fuck are you talking about?
Boom! Top 10 strongest swordsmen. Number 10 goes to Wisteria Tiger Fujitora, one of my favorite admirals in the entire series. Is he really a swordsman? He kind of relies on his devil fruit. If their primary way of fighting is with a sword, they're a swordsman in my book. So, Nidai Kitetsu Luffy? Not a swordsman. Admiral Fujitora? Sounds like a swordsman to me. Fujitora is immensely powerful, being able to sink foes into the ground with ease, as well as sending meteorites down on people. It's clear Fujitora has one of the most powerful paramecias in the series. My problem isn't necessarily with Fujitora, but just how cracked and insane the rest of the list is. Still, his meteorites were able to be cut down by Doflamingo on multiple occasions. Fujitora is strong, but I wouldn't put him higher than the gods above him. Alright, number 9 is a controversial pick, as he could possibly be much higher, but it's the former daimyo of Kuri, Kozuki Oden. A character whose strength was respected by the Yonko Kaido, easily deserves to be on this list. Even from a young age, Oden was immensely strong. Bruh, he was throwing nurses across the room at an age less than 1, he was killing bears at 4. The man was just a goat from a young age, similar but probably to a lesser extent than the Yonko Big Mom. Now, give someone with this much insane potential Enma and just watch him thrive. Mans was boxing with Kaido and even Whitebeard for a short time. Even the Scabbard's most powerful attack against Kaido was nothing to Oden. There are a couple of reasons he's lower on the list. He kinda got no-diffed by Roger, and he was one-shot by Kaido after being distracted once. Still, to me, the guy is at least Admiral level, maybe hitting that low Yonko level if you really want to argue it. Unless it comes out that Oden would have 100% beat Kaido if he wasn't distracted, I'm gonna have my boy at the number 9 position. We got the GOAT, the Pirate King's right hand, Silver's Rayleigh. What's there to say? A man was boxing evenly with characters like Kizaru, he's preventing characters like Blackbeard from taking Boa's fruits, he's easily overpowering Gear 4th, something many Yonko commanders would struggle to do. Mans was using advanced armament before we even knew what it was. As a hockey GOAT, one of the strongest characters in the series, Rayleigh absolutely deserves to be on this list. Number 7 is controversial for 2 reasons. 1, this character gets massively underrated, and 2, many people wouldn't even consider them a swordsman, but it's the former Yonko, Charlotte Linlin, or Big Mom. Now, is she a swordsman? She has multiple named sword attacks, especially her Ikoku, which was stated to be very similar to the attacks of Dory and Broggy. If we do consider her one, then she absolutely deserves to be on this list though. I think she is incredibly underrated in the power scaling community. She was boxing with Kaido for days. Not only that, she was presented alongside her fellow Yonko on multiple occasions. She's a natural disaster. She contains one of the most broken fruits in the entire series. If you give her a chance and ignore the fact that she lost to Law and Kid, who are also very underrated, then you would realize Big Mom is actually pretty insane. Especially in Whole Cake Island. She was terrifying in Whole Cake Island. For now, I am definitely okay with Big Mom being in the number 7 position. Number 6 goes to the sword god, Ryuma. Bet you forgot about him. This guy was known as the strongest swordsman even before Mihawk, and like Hawkeyes is one of the 2 characters to have created a black blade. He's an insane legend to the people of Wano, and I think for a good reason. In Oda's monster one-shot, Ryuma was taking out first-rate swordsmen and dragons with absolute ease. The reason he is a little bit lower is that he wields Shusui, one of the 21 great swords. It's not really at the same level as the swords from Whitebeard, Mihawk, and Roger. So I think it's fair to say he might be slightly weaker, but it's really hard. Let me know in the comments how strong you think Ryuma is, because honestly, I have no idea. He could be way higher, it could be way lower, it's really hard to say. For now, middle of the road seems fair for sword god Ryuma. We got red-haired Shanks.
But he's not a swordsman. He's not a swordsman.
I'm gonna keep this short as I have a whole video talking about Shanks versus Mihawk and explains why, in my opinion, Shanks is a swordsman. Now, Shanks' feats speak for themselves. Stopping the war, clashing with Whitebeard, freaking out Green Bull, making him wet his pants. The man is the definition of a monster, being one of the few pirates respected in strength by the likes of Kaido. He debatably has the best hockey in the series, definitely the best conquerors of his time. He just absolutely deserves to be on this list. Number 5, I think, is a fair position, maybe even higher. All right, y'all. Number 4 is my man, Mihawk. Am I becoming a Mihawk dick rider? It's funny, because I like Shanks as much, if not even more than Mihawk. And Mihawk probably isn't even in my top 4, but he's still always in these rankings really high, because I think he is that strong. Anyways, I've talked about Mihawk extensively, so I'll keep it short. Strongest swordsman in the world, owner of not only a black blade, but also the strongest blade in the world, Yoru. Former rival to Shanks, now currently waiting for a swordsman to surpass him. Sexy ass design, that's Mihawk. Alright, for number 3, there are a lot of questions with Shiki the Golden Lion? How does his old age reflect his current strength? Is he even a swordsman? What about the movies? Okay, those are non-canon, but you know, just because someone uses their feet doesn't mean they're not a swordsman. We would never say that for Zoro, even though he fights with a sword in his mouth, so I think it's fair for Shiki to fight with his feet. Since we don't know anything about current Shiki in this timeline, I'm just gonna talk about Prime Shiki. That guy's crazy. He almost beat Roger, and he would have beaten Roger in my opinion if it wasn't for the weather incident. Fought a decent fight against both Prime Garp and Sengoku. All of these feats are also with no significant first mates. No Rayleigh, no Odin, no Marco, no Ben Beckman, none of these guys. These alone are enough for me to put my boy Shiki in the number 3 spot. It's the boy, Pirate King, Gold D Roger, baby. What's there to say that hasn't been said? Man's arrived to most of the top tiers of the older generation. You know, my boy Garp, Shiki, Whitebeard, the list goes on. He made Odin look like a bitch, someone who debatably could have beaten Kaido. He owns Ace. That sounds so bad. One of the 12 Supreme Grade swords. He helped put a stop to the Rock's pirates with Garp, the most powerful marine of all time. He's clearly one of the strongest characters ever, but who could be at the number 1 spot? First, a word from our sponsors.
It's just me, I'm the sponsor, baby. Go like and subscribe for more videos about Mihawk, and more Mihawk, baby. Let's go, baby, let's go.
Really, only one character could overcome the Pirate King, and that's the legendary Roxy Zebek. Now you might be saying, bro, he's not a swordsman.
Incorrect!
As he is holding a sword right there. So swordsman, I really want to see more of this guy. Check this video out where I talk about 2 legendary swordsmen. Peace out.